Welcome back to Endangered Species Spotlight. This week we are talking about the Sunflower Sea Star. The Sunflower Sea Star is one of, if not the largest species of sea star in the world, and it is found in kind of the northern Pacific Ocean. It's carnivorous, preying on mainly sea urchins and oysters and all of that. Now, while these guys do have a very large distribution and used to be quite common, the population has had a massive decrease. This is due to a couple different factors, largely the sea star wasting disease, which is a type of disease that affects, you guessed it, sea stars. It's also both directly and indirectly affected by global warming. The sunflower sea stars have a very specific temperature range that they like to be in, and with the warming oceans, they are kind of out of that range, so it's not super good for them physiologically. Additionally, global warming also makes it a lot easier for the sea star wasting disease to spread, since it is a big fan of the warmer temperatures. These factors both kind of combined in 2013 to 2015 to cause most of the population of the sunflower sea stars to die. Between the years 2012 to 2013, between 80 to 100% of the entire sunflower sea star population in certain areas disappeared. Most of the areas of disappearance were along the eastern coast of the United States, around Washington, Oregon, and California, where the majority of the sunflower sea stars just totally disappeared from. Sunflower sea stars are now classified as being critically endangered and are now protected under the Endangered Species Act. There are multiple conservation efforts in place to protect these guys. They do decently well in captivity, so there are captive breeding programs focused on capturing larvae from the wild and kind of growing them into adult sea stars and breeding them and then releasing them out into the environment. They're also incredibly important ecologically as well. Since they are predatory, they work to keep down the oyster and sea urchin populations. And sea urchins in specific are a massive problem in kelp forests, where they kind of chew on and eat the base of the kelp, causing the entire rest of the kelp to kind of float up and die, and sea urchins can absolutely decimate massive kelp forests in a very small amount of time, so these guys are actually very, very necessary in order to keep the sea urchin population down, in order to keep the kelp forests healthy. Additionally, there's also being studies into the sea star wasting disease in order to find exactly what causes it and how to kind of treat or even cure it. It's a pretty nasty disease. It causes the limbs of the sea stars to kind of deteriorate and then eventually fall off, and while sea stars can regenerate limbs, due to this disease, it makes it a lot harder, and it takes a lot of energy to regenerate limbs, and it's not something that these sea stars would like to do consistently. Now, due to all of these studies and conservation efforts, the population is now actually increasing of the sunflower sea stars. They are still definitely classified as being critically endangered, but they are doing quite a lot better than they were in the past. The captive breeding programs are decently successful so far, and the study going into the sea star wasting disease is, as far as I know, producing some results which will hopefully help with the disease in the future.